So since I did a reading for Leo, I'm going to go ahead and move into Virgo, which will be the next sign. So end of August. Let's see what's coming up for Virgos. Okay. So right here, lots of contemplating, lots of thought, which is very natural to a Mercury sign. Um, Always in a state of thought. Um, it could be that you're neglecting something that's happening right before you. This cup is coming out of thin air. It looks like one of the aces almost, how they just, you know, arise out of nothing. Don't don't be so closed off from seeing it. Be open to new ways of expressing yourself, new ways of getting love, receiving love. Um, Maybe there's someone that is really fond of you that you're just not even noticing because you're too in your head. So we want to be out of that. So we've got here the Magician reversed. So this guy is so powerful. He's the number one card in the Rider-Waite deck. He owns, he can master all four of the elements. He can do anything. It's very creative energy. So any projects or forms of art or music, dance, theater, whatever, he's going to go for it. Um, and that's great that because those things live on with that infinity symbol. He can kind of muster up to anything that comes at him. It's just a very, very powerful sign of the beginning again. So look at all that growth up there, those new buds blossoming, all of that. It's so pretty. Um, so when we get them reversed, we're not maybe open to receiving this. Maybe we're already in this and we're just not utilizing it. So we really have to recognize it for what it is, and that it's like this awesome time to grow and to change and to really become, you know, what you need to be, who you want to be, by starting over. Okay? And then we got Temperance reverse. So Temperance is Sagittarius. Maybe there's a Sagittarius in your life. Maybe you also have some of that in your chart. But it's all about balancing. You see, she's got, or he has got 1 foot in the water, 1 foot on earth. Kind of has the best of both worlds and is balancing that wisdom through the cups. And is attaining that enlightenment, that clarity. Whenever you see that expression around the head, those wings can take flight at whatever moment. Just like a Sagittarius, always running away, always moving, going different places. They're just so not attached to structure and reality and things. That comes up later in Capricorn, but with Sagittarius, there's always a light, there's always a path, something that they're looking to do, a journey, big about journey. So we're getting ready for that journey here. When it's reversed, we're definitely not ready to step into that energy, just like in the Magician. So realize that you can take flight, that you can express yourself in all new ways. You can access this power, this dynamism, this strength, this creativity. But you've got to recognize what's around you, and you've got to see possibilities. Okay, things don't just fall in your lap necessarily. You have to be open to receiving them. All right, Virgo, perfectionist, always worried about others. You gotta treat yourself, especially around your birthday. It's coming up. What else do we have for Virgo? All right, what's this? It's buried a little bit in there. Okay, so we've got the King of Swords. Sorry. King of Swords is the king of thought, the king of the mind. You've mastered your mind. You've opened yourself up to all forms of learning and insights and understanding the world. You're able to communicate with such ease. Like you've attained this enlightened sense of self that's given you the ability to fly and to soar, just like the birds in the distance. Um, like this billowy, like drapey fabric looks very like flowy, very fluid, just like an air sign. They move with such grace and elegance, just like how the wind blows, right through you. Um, it's the butterflies depicted there, so much air energy, the clouds. So the King of Swords, he's mastered the test. He's become victorious. Swords are all about battle. Whether it's a battle of yourself or a battle with someone else or the world, you've come out on top. And with this victory, you've learned so much, so much. And people go to you for insight and knowledge. Like you're in high esteem because of your sense of clarity and um, your way of finding out solutions. It's very unique. So when we're reversed, just like in the Leo reading, um, we forget our power. We're damaging ourselves with our current state of mind. Okay, this goes hand in hand with this. We're worrying. We're too much in our heads. So there always needs to be a balance. Just like that temperance, we're out of balance here. So it's great to have thought and to look introspective, but too much is not a good thing. Too much excess of anything is bad. So sometimes we got to get outside of our heads, whether that's getting outside, going on a trip, talking to someone else, getting their opinions, getting their perspective. I think we have too much one-sided perspective here. Let's see what else we got. So this was reversed. Um, this is the Seven of Wands, again in the Leo reading. Um, so these forces are trying to take you down. Typically you're in the right, you're doing the right thing, the moral thing. But right now, not so much. Right now, you're getting defensive. Your usual sense of clarity and vision has kind of turned upside down, and now you're just not in a good mindset. Okay, things are just coming at you, and you just don't have that clarity to see what you need to do. Okay, luckily, your position is favorable. They will tire out and they will leave you, but not because you're doing the right thing here necessarily, just because that's who you always are. So let's see what else we have for Virgo. Okay, so a bunch of them here. Oh wow. Okay, so if I want to get into all of these, first and foremost, the Page of Cups reversed. So the Page of Cups, he is talking to the fishes. He is gaining subconscious insight. Just think of like your third eye chakra. It's looking beyond what's presented, and it's thinking subconsciously, like what are the symbols in place? What's this deeper meaning behind things? Like some spiritual insights here. So when it's reversed, we're not open to receiving what the fish is saying. Um, Maybe we're not even interested in it. But really, there's some knowledge to be had there. And so maybe this is a person, maybe even a Pisces energy that you have in your life that's offering you counsel and advice, and you're just not ready to receive it, and you just don't want to hear it. Maybe it's something they've even said before, and you're just not into it. So let's see. So then we have the Knight of Cups. So that's going on that journey. Bringing the water back home, bringing that spiritual insight, that knowledge. Um, it's going to be enlightening for sure if you can receive it, but we've got to get out of this. This is bad. This is destructive thought. You're not giving yourself anywhere to go, anywhere to move to. You've trapped yourself. It's a very scary card, but it's also comforting in that the fact that you did this, it's not someone else that's causing you harm. It's self-inflicted. So, you know, since you know it's you, you can always come out of it easier. It's not like there's outside forces that are willing to cut you down. Here we go, another indecision. So lots of cups, lots of emotion. This is a really emotional time for you, Virgo. This is really not knowing. You're so in the dark. Like the figure is literally black. You just have no idea what you're supposed to be doing, what you should be doing. Um, and it just seems so overwhelming that you could just choose a really disastrous choice. You've got a dragon, you've got a snake, um, this castle. It's hard to go. So, but look, it's half and half. It's 50-50. There are some great options there. Um, you just got to really look for other introspection, not just rely on yourself and getting inside your own head. See kind of what that spiritual insight is telling you. See what your path's about. So we go from that to the King of Wands. That's that Leo energy. That's claiming that throne, that spiritual journey, stepping into that. So maybe there's a fire sign, a Leo around you. That can kind of be your guide or be an example of how you want to start living or what you want to do next. It could be creative endeavors, creative prospects. So let's look at that. And then we've got Page of Wands. So Page of Wands, just like the Page of Cups, they're going on a journey of sorts. They're finding a new way, and it's all up to them. So this is great. Upright, just like the Leo that's coming before you, you guys have a lot ahead of you, a lot of possibility. And the same as a Leo, you just have to step out of that destructive frame of mind. We're just way too in our heads right now. Mercury in retrograde has us thinking so unclear. We just don't know what we want or what we should do right now. That Lions Gate's going to open up a lot of possibilities. So, but if we can realize all of this, the High Priestess, she knows everything, especially subconscious concerns. So she's a spiritual being, similar to the Hierophant, but that feminine energy looks to something a little more divine, a little more out there, connecting with the universe. Maybe it's through religion. She's got the Torah there. That Sagittarius energy again, but I think she really um, has some deep, deep wisdom for you. Again, but she's reversed. So either someone around you or yourself, you're telling yourself the wrong things, um, and maybe you just need to look in another direction. You need to be open to hearing someone else's own opinions, or just ask somebody, what do you think I should be doing? Where could you see me going? Okay, take a look at that. So let's see what else. Virgo, Virgo, Virgo. There's a band I came across on Spotify called Virgo's Maze, and they're really cool. Actually, I think that's the name of the song. I think the band is called Part Time, but it's very 80s, just like Virgo. And Virgos are very complex, similar to Pisces, which is opposite them. Lots of mystery there. They love puzzles because I think they are themselves one. Let's see. What awaits the Virgo? Oh, okay. So, um, we got this is childhood. So we're reliving the past in some way, whether it's someone that helped you out when you were younger, um, or you really have this strong connection, a strong bond with somebody. Um, you're thinking too heavily upon it. You're relying on that maybe to propel you forward, where this person, isn't ready to give you anything, or um, this is just past. We're in love with the past. It's bright and sunny, like there's children there. There's that innocence, that youth, the flowers. It's all Virgo elements. Those Earth signs, they look too far behind. Sometimes it's really nice to have that future, that planning. When that's turned right side up, and I think we need to access that again. We need to step out of this. Idealizing the past and maybe what could have or what should have, all these questions that we ask. Um, that's what we're looking at. So we've got this great future. If we're open to it, we've got to get ourselves out of looking back at these cups, out of what didn't work out. Okay. And then the bottom of the deck is going to be, okay, so Two of Pentacles. Pentacles are Earth. So you see here, he looks pretty jolly. Um, there's that infinity symbol, the two, and then the ships and the water. So it's interesting elements. So you've got water and pentacles, which are kind of polar opposite each other. You've got earth and water. Earth is very stable. Um, it takes a long time to grow something well, and they're in it from the long run. And the water, emotions change at the drop of a hat. The tides go through such a journey in just the span of one day. That moon is so powerful. So I think what this is when you don't have that money, that security, that longevity, you really doubt yourself, and you really create these waves that you have to ride. It really brings on that emotion when you don't have that kind of that stability, that way to access that kind of the work or the career, like when you're not doing well in job, or you're not in the job that you want to be in. It shakes things up for you. um, and I think the journey ahead can offer definitely some career change. um, but don't be scared of those waves. Ride them out. You're in a ship, so it's not nothing terrible is going to happen, but don't let it overpower you.